Greater than rain poured over the city like tears from the heavens. A small girl, no older than 6, stood under a flickering streetlight, soaked, shivering, and clutching a tiny necklace in her hand. Her big brown eyes looked up as a sleek black car stopped in front of her. The window rolled down slowly, revealing a woman in her early 30s, elegant, powerful, and cold as marble. The girl took a hesitant step forward and whispered through trembling lips, "Can you be my mom for just one day?" The woman, CEO Arya Malik, known for her ruthless business empire, froze. Her eyes locked on the necklace the girl was holding. It was the same necklace her late sister used to wear. And that's where our story begins. Grey Heart Chapter 1, The Girl Under the Rain. Arya Malik was everything the world envied, the youngest female CEO in the country, commanding respect in every room she entered. Her company, Avalon Industries, built a future of innovation, yet she herself had forgotten what warmth and love felt like. Behind her success was loneliness, nights spent in silence, a penthouse filled with luxury but empty of laughter. Arya had buried her emotions years ago when her younger sister, Sarah, died in a tragic car accident. She'd blamed herself for being too busy to answer Sarah's call that night, the call that could have saved her. Since then, Arya replaced pain with power. But that night, everything changed. When Arya saw the little girl under the rain, hair tangled, school uniform muddy, clutching that necklace with trembling hands, something deep inside her cracked. The girl introduced herself softly. My name is Mia. My mommy told me if I ever got lost, to find a woman with this necklace. She said you'd help me. Arya's heart skipped. The necklace had a small heart pendant with half a butterfly engraved, the other half of the one she'd given Sarah years ago. It was impossible, unless. Where did you get that necklace? Arya demanded, voice shaking despite herself. Mia's innocent eyes widened. It was my mommy's. She's gone now. Arya felt her breath catch. Was this possible? Could this child be Sarah's daughter? She took Mia into her car. The girl was cold, hungry, and scared. Arya wrapped her in her jacket and drove her to her penthouse. For the first time in years, that cold apartment echoed with a child's voice, asking endless questions, drawing pictures on napkins, and humming softly as she ate. Mia looked around and whispered, "Your house is so big, but it feels sad." Arya couldn't reply. She just stood there, frozen, realizing how right the child was. That night, as Mia slept on the couch clutching her mother's necklace, Arya sat beside her, staring. Every line of Mia's face reminded her of Sarah, the smile, the little nose, even the same habit of tucking hair behind her ear. Tears, warm, painful tears, slid down Arya's cheeks for the first time in years. The next morning, Arya called her assistant and told her to clear her day. When the assistant protested, reminding her of an investor meeting, Arya just said, "Tell them, I have something more important today." She turned to Mia and smiled faintly. You said you wanted me to be your mom for a day, right?" "Yes," Mia whispered shyly. "Just one day, like mommy used to be." "Then today," Arya said softly, "I'll be your mom." And so began a day that would change both their lives forever. They went to a park. They fed birds, laughed over melting ice cream, and rode the carousel, something Arya hadn't done since she was a teenager. Mia held her hand tightly, trusting, warm, real, something Arya didn't know she needed until that moment. But in the background, shadows moved. A man in a gray coat watched them from afar, speaking quietly into his phone. "Yes, sir. We've found her. The CEO has the child. Heart Chapter 2, The Necklace of Truth. The following day, reality began to return. Social media exploded, CEO Arya Malik seen with a mystery child. Paparazzi camped outside her building. Investors demanded answers. But Arya didn't care. For once, her cold, strategic world had been replaced by laughter, sunlight, and tiny handprints on her glass windows. That night, Mia woke from a nightmare, crying for her mother. Arya rushed in and held her tightly. "It's okay, sweetheart. I'm here. But mommy said she'd come back." "She is here," Arya whispered, pressing the necklace gently. Through you." Mia looked up through her tears. You talk like mommy did. Are you sure you're not her sister?" Arya froze again. "Why do you say that?" Mommy said she had a sister who was strong and brave but forgot how to smile. Arya broke down completely. The truth hit her like thunder. Sarah had a child, and no one told her. Mia was her niece. Her sister hadn't vanished from her life, she had left behind a piece of herself. The man in the gray coat appeared again, revealing himself as Daniel, Sarah's former lawyer. He handed Arya a letter written years ago, one Sarah had left before her death. The letter said, "Greater than, if anything ever happens to me, please find Arya. She's stubborn, proud, and lonely, but she has the kindest heart. Tell her to love again, even if it's just for one day." By the time Arya finished reading, she was crying uncontrollably. All the walls she had built came crashing down. She hugged Mia tightly, whispering, "Greater than, I'm not your mom, Mia, I'm your aunt. But I'll love you just the same, not for one day, but for every day." Mia smiled through tears. "Greater than, then, can I call you mommy aunt?" Arya laughed softly, a real laugh, after years of silence. "You can call me whatever you want." The story ends with Arya walking hand in hand with Mia into the sunrise, leaving the towering glass building behind. She no longer cared about her empire or reputation, only about the little girl who brought life back to her soul. As they walked, Arya whispered, "Greater than, thank you for asking me that question, Mia." "What question? Can you be my mom for one day?" "Because that one day," Arya said, "taught me how to live again."